Hello, my name's Oska, I'm 25, I'm from Cardiff. Um, my experience as an LGBT person, as a young person, have been, I think, a little bit specific to my personal story. Um, my coming out, I first came out as bisexual when I was about 15, having made a friend who was at the time bisexual. He later came out as gay, and I think in knowing him, I was better able to understand myself. And then through getting into things like cosplay and fandom, going to conventions, dressing up, using costuming as a way of exploring my identity, um, helped me meet people and understand myself. And in the cosplay community, there is a huge amount of people who are from different backgrounds, different lifestyles, different gender identities, different sexualities, and it was a brilliant place for me to kind of better understand myself. Um, and there was a magazine, a music magazine, and one of the articles in it was about this Japanese rock band. And I must have read this when I was probably about 16, 17 maybe. And a member of this band had passed away, unfortunately, before this magazine had come out. And they'd interviewed the band about this person, and the band had described them as gender neutral. And this idea of gender neutrality was a really big moment for me because it was like a bell in my head. So I then went onto the internet. I think the internet was a really big part of me better exploring that side of myself, because then I was able to come across words like genderqueer, gender fluid, non-binary, and find my own identity and better understand other people who were these identities and their own experiences and things that had helped them understand themselves. So I would say community representation, and I suppose in the modern day the internet, hugely important in my own experience as an LGBT person. And then sort of university was really big. I was able to join these sort of LGBT societies, various other societies that had massive LGBT groups in them, make more friends who were also LGBT, also sort of like various different backgrounds and experiences, meet more people, and sort of through this explore myself through style, through fashion, and look into literature written by the LGBT people, webcomics hugely, YouTube channels, all sorts of things. It was a massive amount of it was finding myself globally and sort of in different stories in different worlds, and that was a big part of sort of my early stages and sort of like early parts of my experiences. So kind of as I got on, I started, especially after I left university and as I kind of settled back into Cardiff, having gone away, I started finding that my community was mainly just my very close friends and a handful of people who lived across the globe. So sort of currently now my life as a young LGBT person has been reaching out to my local community and finding ways that I can be involved with people who we can support each other sort of more easily and have more close experiences. So like I volunteered for Pride Cymru. I ended up volunteering with a museum. I started working with Gender Swap, which was a huge step for me. And just generally, I think as well in the cosplay community, meeting more people who are various gender identities and kind of making more of a presence for myself in my own home. Because I think when you're young, these days it's very easy to find all of your friends online, and that's fine, but you don't have any kind of local community. And I think at the beginning it was about finding people who were like me and finding people who I could talk to and finding representation of myself. And now it's about finding people like me at home who've had lifestyles like me, and to sort of solidify myself in a comfortable, near community. And I think these days it's going to be a lot more fluid for people who are coming out, where they'll be able to find themselves and immediately find people around them to be supportive. But I think definitely the internet is a huge part of a lot of people's process these days.